Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Coco, and welcome to another episode of Kiki with Coco. If you are new to the show, let me tell you a little bit about it. Basically, it's about life in general with an emphasis on relationships. I have my friends, guests, or family come on the show, and we kiki about whatever the topic is. So today I have with me another person that I met from the clubhouse. So I'm just going to plug Clubhouse again. It is a very good networking community. So if you can get in, go ahead, get in there. If you need some invites, I have some, let me know. And so, Kasey, you want to go ahead and say what's up?
What's going on? What's going on, family? It's your boy Kasey, aka Mr. Wind Down Wednesday. Just here finna chat it up with my homegirl, and we finna get this kick in with Coco on the road. Let's get it.
All right, let's go. So we starting off the episode with the drink with Coco. And so the drink with Coco this week is recommended by the guest. And so Kasey recommended Jack Daniel's Honey. So I'm not necessarily a Jack Daniel's fan, but as y'all have noticed, I've not been drinking the past couple episodes or whatever. But, I had to start back up today because I'm like, I need to know what this tastes like. So I got me some Jack Daniel's Honey. And I actually put Coke in mine. But even without the Coke, it's pretty smooth. It's a good taste. So what brought you to this drink, or how did you come about it?
Man, I used to drink the Jim Beam honey because somebody I was talking to back in the day, they used to drink the Jim Beam honey. It was pretty good. So when I went to go get some, they didn't have any. But I looked out the corner of my eye, saw Jack Daniel's honey. It was on sale. So I said, well, shoot, let me scoop this on up. And I tasted it. I was like, ooh, wee, okay, I see you, Jack. I see you, Jack Daniel's honey. So ever since then, I've been on it.
Okay. Well, I think it is a good drink. I think if you kind of just chilling, not doing much of anything, like it's a good drink to kind of just sip on. But I will say be careful. It probably sneak up on you because, like I said, it's not very strong. Like it's not a strong like you would think it was for a whiskey, but it has a really good flavor. So drink responsibly.
Definitely.
Now we're going to get into this word on the street. And so, as you all know, we now have a new president, President Joe Biden, along with Vice President Kamala Harris. So, I'm really excited about that. Before we get into the rest of that, what's your thoughts on, the current presidency, the new presidency?
Man, I was just shocked, and I was telling some of my good friends this. I said, man, I just have a feeling that old boy gonna do something real silly during the inauguration. So I was actually out of town for the when the inauguration took place, and I was just shocked that I didn't hear any news about anything crazy, about anything wild. But what I have been paying attention to is that he's already making stuff happen. That is President Biden, that is. So it's good that so far he's being a man of his word. So I'm looking forward to see what he's gonna do. So so far he's on a good start. So we'll see.
So I know there are a lot of naysayers out there as far as, being advocates or fans of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as well. But to me, I think no politician is ever going to be everybody's choice. You know what I'm saying? And I think we can all look back through our presidential history and see that, sometimes mistakes are made or decisions are made that aren't necessarily the best. And I think we can see that with the 3 strikes rule with Bill Clinton, the crackdown on drug dealers in the early 90s, late 80s through like the Reagan era, the first George Bush administration. But I think like now seeing all of the effects of that, those types of decisions, I think policymakers now are they basically trying to like turn those decisions around so that it's not hurting as many people. And so with these people being in office now, I think that from our previous president that we had, I think a lot of things were not done in the best way. And so I think a lot of people's hopes for this new presidential, cabinet is that they can make better or do better than what our previous administration did.
Yeah, that's definitely what they're doing, because I think, you got some people who are looking at it on the short end, right? They're looking at two things. They're going to see, are we going to get some money back? And they're looking like, are they going to reform these these jail terms that they've been doing, all these laws that have been getting people locked up for years over stuff that they are now making money off of, So I think those are the two main things that I've been hearing people say that they want to see if it's going to change. But of course, on the long term, you want to see that whatever they establish, is it going to benefit us? Okay, you're changing it now, but is it going to benefit us in 2028, in 2024, and so on and so forth? So I think that's the main thing. Like, you can never get a good feel on what they're doing within the first 1 or 2 years. I don't think. I think it's what they do that's going to set everything up for long term.
Right. Exactly. So, as you mentioned, Joe Biden has gotten to office, and his first day, he pretty much got to work on the first day. So, just kind of want to go over a few things that he had, a few policies that he's put into place within his first couple of days of being the president. So first was the COVID-19 response. So I know a lot of people were not happy with the way Trump handled the whole COVID situation. And so for Joe Biden, he believes in the concept that, people will follow the example of their leaders. And so, of course, we all know Trump was not wearing masks, believed that COVID was not real, whatever it is to be. And so he has implemented a 100-day mask challenge. So, everywhere you go, you should wear a mask. And of course, he has set guidelines within the White House that, their people should be following in order to, follow guidelines for COVID safety. And I think it's important that, people, you lead by example. Like, how do you expect the rest of your constituents to believe in the message that you're sending if you're not following it yourself?
That is true.
So yeah, I think that is one of the good things that he has put into place. So what was your thoughts about the whole wearing mask or, lack of?
I was down with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't trying to catch nothing. But even when it first spiked, the only thing I was doing was, if I had to go to the store, I would go. Besides that, my tail was in the house. But even those times when I would go to the store, man, you would see people in there without mask on, or they wearing it the wrong way, or just different stuff. So, to me, he had a cult following, and that would be Donald Trump. He had a cult following. So when he said it was a hoax, when he said it was a plan by the Democrats to try to sabotage or do whatever, his people was like, I believe you. You're not gonna take away my rights. You don't have the right to tell me to wear a mask. So people just doing illiterate, just doing stupid stuff. When you see these numbers rising, and then another thing that I think that kind of was combating that was people saying, oh, the people that were dying from COVID, they didn't even have COVID. If you died from lung cancer, they're gonna say COVID. So you had supposedly nurses and doctors who were saying, yeah, that is the case. Then you had other nurses and doctors saying, no, that's not the case. This is real. Like, our ICU is filled with people with COVID. So it was so much back and forth and so much misinformation that was being passed down, that it had to be a you issue, that you had to feel that, like, you know what, I'm going to protect myself regardless. So whether they say it's a hoax, whether they say it's real, whatever, I'm going to protect myself at all costs. Because once you have it, it ain't no, well, I should have did this. It's too late then. Either you're going to, either you're going to get better from it, or you're going to, die from it, or have some long-term effect maybe from it. So yeah. I chose that straddle on the side of caution versus just blowing it off.
Yeah, so for me, at this current moment, I'm in the UK, and so the UK has been very adamant about the spread of COVID and containing it. So I have literally been in this house for the past year, just going home and going to work. That's it. Like the most this the most made up my face done probably been in the whole year. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like they've taken it really seriously over here. Like we've had to implement a lot of changes within our workplace to make sure people are safe since we're still coming to work every day. You know, hand sanitizing stations. You know, we have times where we have to go through the office and basically wipe everything down and make sure like commonly touched surfaces are being cleaned. So I think that it is definitely something that the US should take into account. Like, not only do you need to wear a mask, but you also need to be cognizant of like making sure things are sanitized.
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm. So, and I also think like now it's a thing that if you get caught outside, like you could be pulled over or stopped, and the police are asking like, why are you out? And you can be fined. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not playing that mass gathering shit. If you get caught having a party, it's like a 10,000 pound fine for whoever's house it is. And pounds is more than dollars. So you paying about way more than $10,000 for that fine. And if you are a party goer, like you visiting this person's home, you'll be charged 500 pounds.
Now, see, they were at one point they were talking about doing that because, like, I would want to say around like April and May, like right when it was at its height here, like you still had people doing block parties. You had people still trying to, you know, man, is this club still open? I still want to go to the club. And even now, you know, you still got people saying, hey man, come to this club. And when people be going live in the club, like the club be packed and you don't see nobody with a mask on. I'm like, is partying really that important to you to where you would put, you know, saying your health at risk? Like I had a trip planned to go to Vegas. And one of my friends, he was like, man, Vegas is like a cesspool for COVID out here. I was like, all right.
I can imagine.
I'll just put that trip on the back burner. You know what I'm saying? But it's still people who are still dying to party, still dying to mingle over something that really could real deal wait. So I wish they would like implement that. Like they talked about it for a little bit. Like, yeah, I think it was like $250 for your first offense, $500 for your second, and like $1,000, and I think like jail time for your third, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, it was talked about, and then it just fell by the wayside because people still out here mass gathering and having parties.
Yeah, I don't. And I honestly think it's because nobody was pushing, you know, like enforcing the rules of no parties, no mass gatherings, those type of things. And you know, the US operates off of a consumer, you know, like consumer type stuff. And so, you know, a lot of businesses would definitely go under if they didn't stay open for operation throughout this year. So I get it, but in the same token, like implement things. Like if you want to have people come up in there partying, you know what I'm saying? Like implement, you know, sectioned off area, like the whole club be sectioned off, not just, oh, everybody pay for a section, but just section a club off. Make sure people have masks on. And if y'all are not going to abide by the rules, get your ass out. Don't come up if you can't abide by the rules. But as you can see, nobody is putting anything in place that seem like to keep people from spreading it.
Nope, not at all, man. Even like even now, like I started going back to the gym, and I went to maybe 2 sports bars. The first sports bar I went to, you couldn't sit at the bar, and it was a table open, table closed, table open, table closed. They had it like that. Even in the gym, in which I still watch people, like you have to have your mask on all the time, even when you're working out. Like if you're drinking water, obviously you're gonna pull your mask down, but they be on you. It was one time I had pulled my mask down and drunk my water and set my thing down, and the lady, as soon as I set my jug down, the lady was like, "You need to put your mask on." I was like, "Dang, shawty, let me get out."
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Give me a chance, but I definitely appreciate that they have like sanitizers like everywhere. But even in that, I'm still careful. I'm still like aware because you still got people who get up off the machine and won't spray it down and different things like that. So I still am aware. And even if I'm at the gym and it's like, and it's cool, like there's not that many people there, but then maybe 20, 30 minutes later, it start getting packed, I'll leave. Whether I'm finished with the workout or not, I'll go ahead and leave. And I'm like, no, it's too many of y'all up in here.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can definitely appreciate him, you know, setting the example, and hopefully the rest of the country will follow. And maybe with the vaccine, we can get numbers down. And, you know, it seems like COVID is always going to be a thing, but, you know, hopefully, I know a lot of people are against vaccinations, you know, that type of thing. I know I will be getting mine whenever I am given the opportunity to get it. You know what I'm saying? Not only because it's probably going to be mandatory for me, but, you know, I just want to make sure I stay safe.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have any health issues, but I've heard, I mean, I don't personally, I mean, I know one person that passed away from having COVID, you know what I'm saying? And didn't, I don't know if he had any underlying health issues, but in the same token, like, he passed away because he caught COVID and they didn't know how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be in that situation. They still don't know what the hell they doing, you know?
Man, that is true.
So I will be, even if it wasn't mandatory for me to get it, I would still get the vaccine. So, but you know, I know that's not everybody's prerogative.
Yeah.
So something else that Biden did as far as like his first day in office, he is doing financial relief. So he is extending eviction and foreclosure. I think it was extended to March 31st. And yeah, it's extended until March 31st. And then he is putting a pause on student loan payments until September 30th. And he's still supporting what he did what he said in his campaign to cancel $10,000 worth of student loans for people. So I know everybody is looking forward to, you know, being able to stay in their place, knowing that they probably don't have the money to pay for, you know, their rent or what have you. And he is also still talking about getting us those $2,000 stimulus payments. But who knows?
Those stimmies. But yeah, man, I mean, I've known a couple people who I know, like, this pandemic has like hit them hard. Like their job literally had to close because of what's been going on. So obviously they fell behind in bills. So I know definitely this will help, but it's still, you know, I could imagine that that if you're going through eviction, I know from January to March is going to fly by just like that. And now you're looking at March 31st and you're still wondering, you know, what am I going to do? You know, so that's definitely great that he is extending that. At least it gives somebody a little bit more time to try to figure things out, to try to get it together. And they may pass something else. I know one thing I was reading that he was trying to pass about giving parents that have kids like that are 6 and under, like $250 a month for a year. And that are 6 and above, giving their parents like $300 a month for a year. And I think you get like between $3,000 and $3,600, you know what I'm saying, for the year. So I think that would definitely, you know what I'm saying, help single parents or help parents jointly as well. So I see he is trying to do things that actually help, you know what I'm saying, people who are in distress instead of just, you know what I'm saying, talking about it. Because you have some of these politicians, they'll talk about it, you know what I'm saying, to get your vote. And then once they get your vote, you never hear about it again. Or, well, we'll see what we can do. Or we're going to make some modifications to it. Or, well, I know I said I would do it for a year, but I'm going to have to do it for 3 months, you know. But to see him actually, you know what I'm saying, trying to go at it, man, and trying to help these people who really, really, really need it, man, I got to definitely salute him for that.
Yeah, for sure. And so also he is defending the Dreamers program, which allows for young people who were brought to the country as children to be shielded from deportation. I know Trump was trying to at one point like get rid of it, but thankfully the Supreme Court um, upheld that law. But in the same token, like a lot of their parents were getting deported and all those types of things. So hopefully, you know, he is going to repeal the changes that Trump put in place to, you know, arrest people who are immigrants or whatever. So that is something that he's going to repeal, which I think is great because honestly, and this is no knock to anybody, this is not to offend anybody, but you know, people come to America with the hopes of having a better life. Sometimes everybody is not successful in gaining the prosperity that they want, but I think what it comes down to is having the freedoms that we are allowed in America opposed to other countries. And I will say personally, I know a lot of people like, oh, it's so ghetto in America. I gotta go. I need to move to another country. And being a person who has lived in other countries, I'm like, America, me please, because the quality of life is just different. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it may be certain things that you know. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. Now, America is not perfect. I'm not saying that by no means. But in the same token, like I would take the conveniences of America, the quality of life in America over any other place.
Oh man, definitely, man. As a person who has lived overseas before, like it's some places. I feel like it's some places that's nice to visit. You know, take you a week, 2 weeks, whatever. But like U.S. is where it's at. Of course, we got some like every city. You know what I'm saying? Like have some dummies. You know, have some ignorant people or whatever like that. But the thing about it is, in some of those other countries, those idiots and people like that, they're the ones who are doing the laws. They're the ones who are running these dictatorships and things of that nature. Versus over here, man, you do have a lot more freedom and being able to just do things that are important to you. You know, a lot of times over in those other countries, man, it's like, you know what I'm saying, they're living your life for you and making decisions on things that you should be able to make, you know what I'm saying, for you. So while you may go down a tour or whatever, and it may seem good, you know what I'm saying, in Dubai riding in the desert on the camels, or you in Thailand visiting the Golden Pyramid and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying, just realize that it's another side to that country that's reality. You know, the things that we see, that's things that they want the tourists to see. But the people over there, that's reality. That's what the gutter stuff, that's what they live. You know, so I definitely, like you said, yeah, U.S. me, please.
Yes, America, me, please. Something else that he has changed. Oh, I think that's the main thing. The main things that I want to hit on, but there are definitely a lot of other things that Biden has repealed or is putting in place as of his first day in office. And I can commend him for coming in and, like you said, sticking to his word. Like he said in his campaign, he wanted to do X, Y, Z. Like he is in office and he is trying to make those things happen. So I am definitely excited to see what comes of his presidency. And then also, you know, just thinking about just the maybe peace, I guess you could say, within the country, you know, like bringing the country peace. And I know that's a lot to anticipate from one person, but as I mentioned before, lead by example.
Exactly.
And I think that's what his plan is.
It definitely is. I just feel like the previous president did so much damage, and still to this day, like no matter from the Capitol being stormed, from the comments being made, from just the erratic childish behavior, he still had a loyal following, and I don't think they're going to stop following him anytime soon. So it's kind of like when one of the Republicans said when Obama was president, when he said, "Oh, we're going to block everything. We're going to block him at every turn." You know what I'm saying? I feel like no matter what President Biden tries to do positive, you know what I'm saying, for this country, it's going to be like, you know what I'm saying, oh, we're going to buck against it because of the past president. Are we going to buck against it because we still loyal to this guy, whatever. So I definitely wish him the best. I would never wish failure on any president or anyone who is leading this country, but it just seems like he's really going to have his hands full with doing, I guess you could say, peace relations in this country, especially when you got some people who still feel like he stole the election.
No, America wanted his ass gone. I know he was saying, you know, I'm going to run in the next presidential election. No, fool, go away. We don't want you. We don't want you. Stay wherever the hell you going to be, in Florida. So he definitely has a cult following, but I hope that they really like sticking to these people that's out here acting crazy and being racist. Like this ain't the day and age where we afraid of y'all no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will whip your ass and call the police on you.
Yeah, it's definitely different nowadays, and that's not to say that it wasn't any trailblazers back then who was putting them hands on the people. But as you said, like if you put them hands on the people back then, you know, you was 1,000% gonna die.
In the
wrong.
Know what I'm saying?
You was gonna die or something was gonna happen to you that would be bad. Now, you know what I'm saying, while the scales are not all the way in our favor, like you have somewhat of a fair chance of, you know what I'm saying, coming out on top. Even though recently, man, from the Jacob Blake thing, from Trayvon Martin, even from back in the day, from Rodney King, from Breonna Taylor, just all these things that have been going on, we see that, okay, even when you are doing what's right and not doing anything wrong, you see how it can still go, you know what I'm saying, against you. But I guess out of just looking at it half full and a half empty, at least you're getting a trial, man. I guess that's the best we could say, because it's still, you know what I'm saying, bad because these people are not getting convicted. But definitely, man, some of these people they're just not gonna roll up on you how they used to do, because most of the time we see it's people in authority. We see, you know what I'm saying, the cops doing, you know what I'm saying, all the crazy thing, or people who are doing, who are civilians, they have like judges or lawyers or cops in their family and know how to go through all the back avenues and things like that. But for the common person, nah, player, you just ain't gonna run up on me talking crazy, or you gonna catch two to the chin. You know what I'm saying?
I'm up, knock that ass right on it.
Yeah, you're not talking to us crazy no more. So
right.
So yeah, definitely, man. They just need to be on pause on that for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in lighter news, you know, I think it has been brought up many and plenty times. Every time Lori Harvey is dating someone new, everybody want to bring up who she been with in the past. So I'm gonna just give y'all a quick rundown, just in the past 2 years, who all she done been with.
Okay.
So she was in 2016, I want to say, or I think she started dating him in 2016 and they got engaged in 2017, but she was engaged to a Dutch football player named Memphis Depay. And then after that, she dated Trey Songz. And I really thought they was cute. I was like, okay, that's a cute little couple, you know. And then after Trey Songz, I feel like Trey Songz popped up and said he was having a baby, and then it wasn't no more deal. So then she dated Diddy, which was a little like Diddy wasn't dating his son before, but okay. And it's like a 27-year gap, and nothing wrong with dating older men. But me personally, I don't want to date somebody old enough to be my parent.
Gotcha.
So that would be a no. I mean, I would date Diddy because Diddy is wealthy. You come from money, girl, so you don't necessarily need his money. You know what I'm saying? But whatever floats your boat. And then she dated Future, and everybody was like, I hope she break his heart. Please don't be mama number 55. And she got out of that situation unscathed. So big ups, girl. And now she is dating Michael B. Jordan. And so I really like them as a couple. They seem cute, but I've seen people be like, oh, y'all forcing it. This looks staged, like y'all just using this for publicity. And I really hope that's not the case, because they do make a really nice couple.
Man, I've never heard of her before. And then when people start talking about, they were like, that's the one who Diddy's son used to date, and then he was dating her. And I was like, what? I was like, then it became like, you dating somebody, and we know this the day and age of, what I'm saying, sex is gonna happen in a relationship. Yeah. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, so you hitting somebody that your son didn't hit? I mean, and you letting somebody else sit with you that in the day. And so I was just like, what I'm saying, whatever. But it's to me, it's common theme, especially in Hollywood with entertainers. They go from, what I'm saying, from this person to that person, from that person to this person. You may be in a movie or in a video, and next thing you know, they dating and different things like that. So as long as she not around here tripping, doing anything out of character, and as long as they not on the people who she dating not doing anything, and they just said, okay, it ain't working, we moving on, then hey, the more power to it. She's a single woman. She can feel free to date whoever she want, as many people as she want. So more power to her, in my opinion.
I am in agreement. She is a single woman. She can date whoever she wants, but like I said, I think her and Michael B. Jordan are cute, so I want to see where this goes. Hopefully they can last a few years before they call it quits, more than 6 months, more than a year. But, we shall see. Hollywood couples, they come just as quick as they go.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is the case with Lori Harvey and her dating. Just as soon as it happened, it's gone. So I definitely would like to see where this goes for them. I think they're cute. I read that Steve Harvey approves of him, but he keeping his eye on him. And I'm just like, y'all should have interviewed Steve Harvey when she was dating Future, so I could see what he had to say about that. You know what I'm saying? With his 50 11 baby mamas and 25 children.
Yeah, and I'm like, shoot, if I'm if I'm Michael B. Jordan, I turn the tables on Steve. I'm like, all right, Steve. I'm like, what can I do? I'm dating your daughter, and let's just say it's serious. Like Mr. Harvey, I'm dating your daughter, and things are getting serious. I want to know, what I'm saying, what mistakes not to make where I won't be on my, umpteenth marriage like you are. No, I'm just playing. I was trying to say like.
I think this was his second marriage.
I have no idea because the big thing about it was the person that he's married to now was the mistress when he was married. I think that was it. I think now. Don't quote me. I think that was it though.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to check and see about Miss Marjorie. I think that Lori. I mean, she has the pick of the litter when it comes to dating. She is young, so I am definitely an advocate of dating before you settle down, just so you get life experience different things, and that way when you settle down, like that's what you want.
Exactly.
So I'm all for it. Lori, live your best life. Michael, treat her well. I have nothing against dating outside of the race, but I definitely think it was a shock to see him with Lori Harvey, because typically I think you only see him with women of other ethnicities. So And I feel like that's why a lot of people are saying like it might just be for publicity. But I'm like, well, shit, he picked a pretty nice looking girl, black girl, to choose to be with. You know, if that's how he was gonna step out.
Yeah, man. But I don't know, man, because to me, man, he's already hot in Hollywood. You know, so it's not like his career is on the downside. His career is on the up. So I don't see why he would need to do that for, you know what I'm saying, for pub. But hey, you never know. Right. I hope it's not. I hope it's organic.
Yeah, definitely. So that is going to wrap it up for the word on the street. And now we're going to get into the hot cup of cocoa. So in this week's hot cup of cocoa, we are going to talk about the friend zone. Maybe everybody cannot relate to being in the friend zone. Maybe some of us can relate to being in the friend zone. I know I have been in the friend zone before, and you know, it was not the best feeling. So do you want to, you raised your hand, so you already saying like, yeah, I've been in the friend zone.
Oh,
so
yeah.
what was your experience like being in the friend zone?
Man, it was, I don't know if everybody friend zone is like this, but I was in the friend zone category of, I'm going to tell you how this guy did me, and I can't find, you know what I'm saying, no good men. All men want to do is play games. Nobody don't want to settle down. So I was that guy, you know what I'm saying? Even though I was saying like, man, I just want to find somebody, you know what I'm saying, that want to settle down. It's not about games. And, you know, it was well, you're a good guy. I'm pretty sure that you're going to, you know what I'm saying, find it. Then even, man, my thing is what I've realized over the years is that you're put in the friend zone by a person. You can have an amazing personality, right? But the thing about it is you're just not attractive enough to that person, because we've seen people be in the friend zone and be like, I'm not ready for a relationship, and you're a cool guy, and then like 2 weeks later, you know what I'm saying, this my boo right here, you know what I'm saying, he looks so good, look at my boo, you know, so just like they're like, well, dang, just say that you're not attracted to me in that way, instead of just, you know what I'm saying, playing me to the side. So definitely I've been that guy that's been in the friend zone and had to listen to, you know what I'm saying, failed relationships from a person that I thought I wanted to be in a relationship with.
Yeah. So I friend zoned somebody before, and then they pretty much took themselves out the friend zone and was like, look, you know, just put it all out on the table or whatever. And we ended up being together for a long time. It was a tumultuous long time, but a long time. And I have been in the friend zone myself, and it made sense why this person put me in the friend zone, because we worked together. And from previous experience, I always told myself like I would never date anybody else that I work with, whatever. But this guy had came, and this new guy had came, and he was attractive, and I was like, okay, let me help you look for a house, you know, whatever. And he never like put down what I was putting down. So I wasn't going to be like, yo, what's up? You know, not that I'm afraid to, but, you know, I think just knowing like I don't necessarily want to date somebody that I work with, I was kind of just like, whatever, you know, cool, friend zone, whatever. And then I got married. So then, of course, I was off limits then. And then I got a divorce. And I'm like, yo, I'm in these streets now. What's up? You know, he like, no, I don't date people I work with. You know, I'm just like, makes sense. Didn't press it, you know, whatever. And then he decided to take me out the friend zone. And I was just like, well, you know, I'm not looking for a cut buddy, you know what I'm saying, or a relationship, someone to be in a relationship with. And if you can't give me that, then we need to just stay friends. And he's like, well, I can't give you a relationship, you know, whatever. I'm like, well, say no more. We just need to be friends. Like, now I'm friend zoning your ass. You know what I'm saying? And not because it's just like get back or whatever, but it's just like, I know I want something else. You know what I'm saying? So don't come at me now saying like, oh, I want to be in a relationship. No, not I don't want to be in a relationship, but you know, I want to mess around with you, but I don't want to be in a relationship. And I'm just like, no, we're not doing that, you know? So then after a couple years, he's still in the friend zone. He like, okay, I'm ready to be in a relationship now. And I'm like, pause. Why now? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we don't work together right now, but it's a possibility we gonna work together in the future. You know what I'm saying? If we end up in the same place, we gonna be working together. So I'm like, no. I said, and then I asked, I was like, well, why? Why you want to be in a relationship now? And he's like, well, why not? That's not a good enough reason.
Nah. Need some more information.
Should have been like, you know, I'm ready to settle down. You the person I want to do that with, you know, whatever, not why not? So I'm like, no, your reason ain't good enough. Like, no, you can stay your ass in the friend zone. Like, I'm
Yeah, man. Yeah, that is crazy, man, because, you know, sometimes, I mean, if you're one of the people who has stayed in the friend zone with hopes of getting out of the friend zone, you know, so sometimes your goal is to still jump right at it. You know, you'll ask like little silly questions like, shoot, who heart you out here breaking now? Oh, I ain't breaking nobody's heart. And then you be like, okay, then let me, you know, tip a little bit closer out this zone. You know, so definitely, man, if people are trying to get out their friend zone, man, they're gonna sometimes they so busy trying to get out of the zone, they don't think for, okay, once I got the zone, then what do I do? You know, do I take her out? Do I, you know what I'm saying, do we put a title on it? Like what do we do?
Yeah.
So definitely you got to have a plan if you get out of that the sunken place. You know what I'm saying? If you're able to get up out of there, you know what I'm saying, you definitely need to have a plan for once you get up out of that friend zone, man. Because some people, man, that's and I think it's more so with women more than men. You know what I'm saying? When women put you in the friend zone, you know, that's it. You know what I'm saying? You're just going to be like, I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think that when you're in the friend zone, women look at you as like a brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he cool. I can talk to him about X, Y, and Z, or we can talk about music, we can talk about hobbies, but that'll be it. Versus why if a guy has you in a friend zone, you know, it's a vulnerability thing where he might be like, you know, she do look kind of good. Well, if she ain't gonna come out the friend zone, but maybe we could do something physical. You know what I'm saying? We always looking for something else along the line versus normally when a woman draws that line to the friend zone, that's what your behind sticking to. You're going to be that friend zone until she decides to take you out.
Mm-hmm. And I do think that, when men put women in the friend zone, it's more so like, and if this man has like a conscience or he sees you as a genuine friend, like he's putting you in the friend zone because he know he ain't shit and he don't want to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? So he like, okay, let me just put her in the friend zone. This is where we at right now. And if she's single, when I get my shit together, then I'm going to shoot my shot. You know what I'm saying? And I think for women, when they put men in the friend zone, it's coming from a place of maybe because they too comfortable being friends with this person. They just like, well, I don't want to lose my friend. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you just don't see that person in that way. So it's just like, okay, I'm gonna put you in the friend zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't necessarily want to be with you, but I want to be your friend.
Yeah. Hey, I could definitely agree. I could definitely agree with that, especially what you said about what some men do, because that's true, man. Because we do like the thing about it, man, is like some women are cool as a fan. You know what I'm saying? And they like you, but whether you don't see them that way or whether you're just not attracted to them, they're not your type, whatever case it is, you still like, man, she ain't my type, but man, if I ever want to go out to grab a couple of drinks, you know what I'm saying, I know she down to go. You know what I'm saying? If she ever want to take on the whoever can do that, you know, if I want to go on a road trip and I'll be like, hey man, let's go ride to, you know, New Orleans real quick. Let's go ride to, she'll be down to go and it won't be no crossing other lines,
Mm-hmm.
versus, you know what I'm saying, with some other people, they see you in a friend zone, and whenever they get that chance to step out of there, you know what I'm saying, they gonna do it. Like some people, you know what I'm saying, if you take a trip, they're like, hey, so do I need to get one bed or two? No, man, I need to get my own room. You know what I'm saying? No one bedroom or two. So some people, man, they still gonna jump at the bit. But just like you said, if some people be like, you know what, man, she's a good girl, and I know I'll do her wrong if we were to date. So I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying, keep her over here. You know, if I do get my stuff together, then she'll be excellent. But normally when you do that and you get your stuff together, somebody already seeing her what you wasn't ready for, and they was ready for it, and she gone.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's my thing. Like, you snooze, you lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, the individual that friend zoned me, it was like you had ample time to decide you want to be in a relationship with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it a few years back, like it wasn't the right time. But then when you brought it up, like, dude, you had 2 years to take yourself out the friend zone. You know what I'm saying? You chose not to. And now all of a sudden, out the blue, when it's the worst time possible for you to be like, okay, let's see where this goes. You wait until we literally about to part ways in like 1 month's time. And it's like, yeah, I want to be in a relationship. No, like we done lived down the street from each other for the past 2 years. Now you talk about you want to be in a relationship. No, it's nobody else in the picture, but no, like I deserve better than this. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like, for me, this just shows growth for me, like being able to turn that situation down, knowing it was not within my best interest to do so. You know, like, yes, I know I've known this person for years. He's a good person, XYZ, but you basically offering me some shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been in the same place for 2 years. Now you want to be in a relationship, but we both about to leave and go our separate ways. Like, you about to go wherever the hell you going overseas, and I'm going back to America. Like, no.
Yeah, how that's gonna work?
No. Now I could see you saying 2 years ago, like, oh, let's be together. Like, it's just prime opportunity. But you was, I'm not gonna treat you right. Cool. If you know you're not gonna treat me right, let's just stay friends. You know what I'm saying? But how you gonna treat me right 18 hours ahead of me?
Probably be like, hey, I'm gonna treat you right verbally and treat this other person I'm talking to physically.
Right. I'm like, nah, bruh, I'm good on you. You know, let's just be friends. Let's just keep it at that. So that is so we already kind of talked about some of the reasons why people get put in the friend zone. And so do you kind of, like, you've mentioned, like, if you can't get out of the friend zone, like, get out. But do you think it's a possibility to get out the friend zone?
Man, I guess it just depends on you and that person's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if a woman ever says you're like a brother to me, you're never getting out. Just hang it up and just be her brother. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing, you can be her brother. If she tells you, well, I just don't know, you cool, but I seen how you do women or stuff like that. Like, your chances aren't good, but you got a chance. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm guessing it's just a label that she gives you. Like, just same thing. If a guy say, oh, I see you as a sister, either he's not attracted to you or he real deal sees you as a sister. Normally, from what I've seen and from my own experience, normally a guy just don't see you, you know what I'm saying, like a sister. It's normally like, you cool, but I'm not attracted to you. That's the code word for I see you, you know what I'm saying, like my sister. But if we say something along the lines like man, I don't know, man, you be tripping sometimes. I don't know if I need to deal with your kind, you know. you got that window to you got that window to, you know what I'm saying, to slither on up. Like y'all may be hanging out one day and you come out and you know that y'all were just going to grab a light lunch or a light dinner, and she come out the house looking spectacular, and you might be like, man, golly, I might have to take her about this friend zone. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think that everybody has a chance to get out of that depending on what your label is. But if you've been labeled a brother to me or you a sister to me, just go ahead and wrap it on up, because you ain't never getting out at all.
So me personally, I do think that it is possible to get out of the friend zone, but it literally just comes down to, like you said, y'all's relationship. Like if you know both of y'all have feelings for each other, but maybe circumstantially y'all have had to stay in the friend zone, it's definitely a possibility to get out of it. Because as I mentioned before, I did have someone that I put in the friend zone, and he took himself up out the friend zone. But we was on the road trip, and he was like, he helped me in my time of despair. I was stranded. And no, but the whole time I was in a car with him, but we were supposed to part ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was supposed to drop me off where I was going to go, and then he was going to go his way. And he was from Chicago too, so we were supposed to link back up, you know what I'm saying, and head to Chicago. But the person I was supposed to be staying with was like, yeah, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to stay here. And I'm like, like, I done came all this way, and now you going to tell me I can't stay there? What the hell?
Wow.
So he took me to his mama's house, and his mama was like, she called me by, his whole family called me by my last name. So she hit my last name and was like, that ain't your motherfucking friend. She was like, if that was your friend, you wouldn't be in my house. But
that's true. You
welcome to stay here for as long as you need. And I was just so embarrassed, because I'm just like, I'm just embarrassed. I'm like, this is embarrassing. I don't know these people, and I gotta stay up in their house for a whole week. Like, this is the worst. But his family welcomed me with open arms. You know, it was a holiday. I think it was like Christmas. So
wow.
His mama, his auntie, his grandmama, his great grandmama was there. Like, the whole fam was there. You know, so I done met the whole family. On the way to Chicago, he talking about I knew what I was doing when I brought you to my house. He was like, I had you meet my family for a reason. He was like, I'm in love with you. And I'm like, what? But I mean, it wasn't far-fetched. We spent an astronomical time together. Amount of time together. Like, I would stay the night at his house. I'd be cooking at his house. Like, all these types of things. We just wasn't that way with each other. And so when he said it to me, I was just kind of like, I'm not there. I was like, I just want to be friends. And so after our trip, we made it back made it back home. Somehow we was just together off and on for 3 years.
Man.
But it was a good, that relationship, even though it had its bad stuff, I will say it was one of my best relationships. He was my best friend, and that's literally how our relationship felt. It felt like I was with my best friend every day, minus the bad moments. And when it was bad, it was bad. But when it was good, it was great. So yeah, like, I feel like that is friends, like, coming out the friend zone, like, a good story. You know what I'm saying? Like, being in a relationship with your best friend, and you know how a lot of couples be like, I'm marrying my best friend, you know, blah, 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 blah. But is it really your best friend?
Man, I think it can be, but once again, it just depends on that relationship, what you guys have built, man. A lot of times when some people say best friend, they just think about, you know what I'm saying, all the good times that they've had together. Like, man, she my best friend because, you know, when I need somebody to take a ride, she ready. Or if I need somebody to hang out with, she ready. You know, but your best friend is more than that. Like best friends, you know, they go through arguments. They go through times where they don't talk, you know what I'm saying, to one another. They mad with one another. So to me, man, a best friend is like an accumulation of everything, like the ups, the downs, the in-betweens, you know. So to me, that's what, you know what I'm saying, a best friend would represent, man. I don't think everybody marries their best friend. You know what I'm saying? When they say that, I just think that they married they may have just married the person that was right for them at that time. You know, because it's definitely, I don't think, we all make mistakes, right? So I think it's some people that you were a better match with, that you made a mistake on, that you were more compatible with than the person that you probably married. You know, you just go so happen to get a chance that you ran across somebody else who was nice, who that loved you and you loved them, but it still doesn't mean that your love is as strong as the love that you had for someone else in your past.
Facts on facts, because my ex-husband was not my best friend. He was far from my best friend. But like you said, I think in that moment, like, we both loved each other and it was what we wanted to do at that time. But ultimately, no, he was not my best friend. Like,
Man, people don't understand that word, man. That's a strong word to say that you're marrying your best friend. Like that's a lot of load on that. Like that best friend word goes deep.
It is, because when I think of a best friend, I definitely think of someone I can talk to and I can tell any and everything to and not feel judged for, you know, saying what I feel. And like you said, like, best friends have arguments or disagreements or whatever, but you can always come back to, you know. And in the moments that, like, if I had to compare that one relationship I took out of the friend zone, in the times that we had arguments or whatever, like, I knew we would come back together. You know what I'm saying? But in times when me and my ex-husband had arguments, it'll just be like, I don't know how long this shit gonna last, or I'm just like, I don't know who gonna call quits first. Like, that would literally be my thought process every time we would get into an argument. Like, this gonna be the one right here. This gonna be the one right here. Or, you know, like I said, me just being like, I don't know how long I can take this. Like, woo.
Man, I can definitely relate to that, especially that. Okay, you know, this the one right here. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, when like when you were saying previously, when you were like, when things were bad, they were bad, but when things were good, they were great. I was in a relationship like that where when things were good, man, they were like phenomenal. But when things were bad, they were like depressingly bad. Like, man, what in the heck did I get myself into, and how in the heck am I gonna get myself, you know what I'm saying, up out of it? So it definitely is relatable, man, because I just, you know, say can still picture stuff like man, like I should have saw that this person was my best friend when this was going on or when that was going on. But hey, you know, it's a learning experience.
I'm telling you,
live and you learn and press on.
The signs be there. And you just be like, turn a blind eye to it, like, no, we love.
Because they be small, right? Like it's like to me, in my case, they be small, and then you be like, oh, you know, that's something I could deal with. But as time progresses, you know what I'm saying,
it's just like things start adding up.
Yeah, it's just like and not the I'm trying to think of a better example, but okay, it's just like if you find a knot on your arm, and you're like, oh, it's a little knot, right? You're like, okay, that ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna overlook it, and you overlook it thinking it'll go away, and then a week later you look, and that thing like the size of a golf ball, you know what I'm saying? So the longer that you overlook something that's small, you know what I'm saying, the bigger it's gonna get. But normally in relationships, it'll be small in like the first 2 or 3 months. Then when that year hit, it's a golf ball. So now you realize that you're not compatible with this person, and you've wasted a year, you know what I'm saying, of your life that you could have been doing so much other stuff with.
Definitely. I ooh, ooh. When I tell you speaking to my soul right now, like, yes, like that is legit a thing. Like, you know, it start off as something small and then it just grow and grow and grow. And then you looking like, I've been sitting here going along with this BS for all this time. And then you kind of just be feeling like, and I think one of the things that get people staying in relationships is when you start talking about, well, I don't want to start over, X, Y, Z. And so you start overlooking them little situations. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I'm just like I was not the person that called it quits on my marriage. But at the end of the day, I couldn't be more grateful that he
Yeah.
had sense enough to be like, this ain't it. I was mentally there like, this ain't it, but I wasn't ready to call it quits. So for him to pop up and be like, this ain't it, it was a godsend. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, I would be devastated if we had stayed married any longer, had kids or whatever the case may be, and be unhappy or end in divorce, and now we got kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I am so grateful that God put it on his heart to be like, this ain't it. Cause my fool ass was gonna stay. Cause I'm like, we married, we gotta work it out, but it just really wasn't meant to be, so. And when I think of, being with your best friend, it's kind of just like, when we get into an argument, if I told you something, that don't mean throw it back in my face or use it against me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how our relationship ended up being. It was like, I would tell him things and then we get into an argument, and next thing I know, it's getting thrown back in my face. And I'm just like,
yeah,
my best friend would never. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be my best friend, because my best friend would not take my trauma and throw it back up in my face.
Yeah, that's true, man. Because sometimes we have a you have a best friend, and then sometimes you just have a good associate.
Yeah.
The same thing with, what I'm saying, like a lot of people say, oh, I want a husband and a wife. No, you need to find yourself a suitable partner for you. You know what I'm saying? Because just because you have a husband and a wife, that's just a title.
Mm-hmm.
It's a title of what something is supposed to be. But when you have a suitable partner, that's who that person is to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't just a title. You call a person a suitable partner because you know what? You suitable to me. I'm suitable to you. Now we can rock this thing. A husband and a wife, that's just something. Okay, a wife is supposed to be this way. A husband is supposed to be this way. It doesn't mean that, okay, your husband is supposed to be supportive of you. It doesn't mean that he's going to be supportive of you. Your wife is supposed to love you through the thick and thin. It doesn't mean that she is going to love you through the, through the thick and thin. So people put these titles of best friend and this my best friend. Nah, that's just a person that you have a good time with. You know what I'm saying? That's your party partner. Just call it what it is. That's your hangout buddy. You know what I'm saying? Just call it what it is. So people use that word to me. Oh, I married my best friend. I think they use it a little bit too loosely. Not saying that people don't marry their best friend. I know a couple of people, they really have married their best friend. But normally when people say it, they use it loosely and like nah, man, that ain't your best friend.
Yeah.
Not from the stories you tell me.
Nah, that ain't your best friend, my friend. Like, let that go. Let that go. Yeah. But I think this was a good discussion. I always have good conversation with you. And, I'm really happy that you got a chance to come on the show. So, definitely have to do this again. I definitely have to get back on the Wind Down Wednesdays with you.
Oh, it's coming.
Just let me know when you need me.
It's coming.
Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. Are there any final words that you have to say?
Man, I would. This was ringing in my head or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? If you ever want to know, if you're in a friend zone and you have a chance of coming out, listen to Usher's You Make Me Wanna. That man had a whole friend zone song. You make me want to lead a one away. You know what I'm saying? But I guess my thing would be, if you're in a friend zone, and you get a chance to be taken out of the friend zone, just make sure that you got your ish together. If you've been in the friend zone for a year and this woman or this man gives you a chance to get up out of there, don't come out the friend zone on the foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm ready to come to this friend zone. I'm ready to beat your back in. No, man, take it. You know what I'm saying? Take it slow. You know what I'm saying? Actually still pursue her. Same thing with the ladies, man. Actually show mutual interest. You know what I'm saying? Just like how you were when you was in the friend zone and you want to get out. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure that you show that mutual interest and make sure that you're ready when you come out that friend zone. Because if you get put in there again, I don't know if you're going to get back up out of that.
You ain't never going to get the opportunity to get back out. Yeah, so I agree with him for sure. Like, if you do have an opportunity to get out of the friend zone, like, definitely act like this is someone new that you're dating, not someone that you've known for forever, because the person you know as a friend is different from the person you're going to be in a relationship with. Like, the core of that person is who you are friends with, but there are going to be other things about this person that you're going to discover. And so treat it like it's a brand new relationship. You know, like everything you was doing when you was in the friend zone, like continue doing that stuff when y'all start dating, because even with married couples or long-term couples, you know, they say like continue to date that person just like you did when you met them. Like continue to pursue. Like people change every day. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like you're going to always be learning this person and growing with this person, you know, especially if y'all last for a long time. So I would just say, you know, just treat this person like you would when you first start dating them.
That is true. I totally agree. Totally agree.
Mm-hmm. And if you are in the friend zone and you know you're not getting out the friend zone, just be a good friend. And I think that's just standard across the board. Like anybody that's in the friend zone with somebody, like, and you know you're not getting out, like just be a good friend. You know, continue to be that person that is going to listen and so forth and so on. And if you know you can't continue to be in that friend zone, then maybe you're not genuinely that person's friend anyway. So maybe you might have to cut your ties.
Yeah, and quit throwing shade. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a friend zone, quit. You know what I'm saying? If they come up to you be like, oh, I was in this relationship. Well, if you was with me, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have did you like that. Just leave it, leave it where that, because that's not going to help you hop out that friend zone any quicker, any faster.
Facts and facts. So you want to go ahead and let people know where they can follow you at on social media?
Oh man, what's up, everybody, man? This is boy Kasey, aka Mr. Wind Down Wednesday. You can follow me on Facebook. That's Kasey Jordan. You can spell it with a K, Kasey. On Wednesdays, I do Wind Down Wednesdays where we talk about a bevy of topics. I had your girl Coco on now a couple of times. We were discussing some relationship stuff, so it's real good. So make sure that you hit me up on there. You can also follow me on IG at Faith Without Fear 2014 on Instagram. I forgot my Twitter because I have like this generic Twitter name, so I don't know how to tell you to follow me on Twitter. If you're on Clubhouse, you can follow me at K-Rodic, and my Twitter information is on there because it automatically linked on there. You can find me on Clubhouse, man. I'm a part of a bunch of poetry groups on there, man. We definitely be talking about some deep stuff, and I'm here courtesy of the 2020 Podcast LLC and our wonderful sponsor, Shop Black Renaissance. As I got on the Do It for the Culture shirt right now. If you go to the website right now, www.shopblackrenaissance.com, type in the code LLC20 and you will get 20% off of your purchase. That is the 2020 Podcast LLC sponsor, Black Renaissance clothing brand. You go to www.shopblackrenaissance.com, type in LLC20 and you would get 20% off. And last but not least, my other sponsor for Wind Down Wednesday, Black Box Grooming with the beard on. You see my beard looking all velvety, all velvetized. Got the beard butter. And you know what? Even got the, you know what I'm saying? Even got the beard comb. So you go to blackboxgrooming.com if you want to get something for your husband, fiance, work husband, entanglement. If you want to get somebody for somebody in the friend zone. Like, man, he my friend, but he be looking raggedy. Let me give him some. Nah, don't buy your friend nothing in the friend zone because they gonna think you trying to take them out. So I take that back. Don't get nothing for your friend in the friend zone or whatever, man. But Coco, thank you so much for having me. That's my piece.
Thank you for coming on the show. And I will say, Black Renaissance has some dope stuff. I ordered a sweatshirt from there. So I will post it this week so y'all can see some of the merch, and I definitely say go check them out. You know, I ain't got no beard, so I can't, and I don't got nobody to be buying that type of stuff for, but I definitely know it's a lot of men out here with beards, and, you know, they be wanting their beards to look nice, and I know I like looking at a nice beard. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you need to get them some of that black beard box. So yes, do that, guys. I will definitely annotate all of this in the show notes or make a post about it. So as always, you guys can follow me on IG and Facebook and Twitter at Kiki with Coco. And that's WITH, not WIT, WITH. So follow me on all social media platforms. You can also find more out about me on my website at kikiandwithcocopodcast.com. I am also selling my I'm Black 25-8 t-shirts and my Drink with Coco shot glasses. So go ahead, copy y'all some of those. If y'all have any questions that you would like some advice to, you know, email me at kikiandwithcocopie@gmail.com, or you can go to my website, or you can go to my IG. You can DM me or hit the email button on my IG, and the message will come directly to me. However, you want to message me, and I will, you know, read your letter anonymously and give you some advice. So whoever's on the show, they can put their 2 cents in as well. So you're not just getting advice from me, but you're getting advice from the guest as well. So as always, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And until next time, bye.